Generalizing wave gestures from sparse examples for real-time character control. Real-time motion trackers allow retargeted control of characters, and motion control is a good fit for upcoming virtual reality applications. However, mapping human motions for control is difficult for non-humanoids and impossible for creatures without bones, and the limited motion capture volume makes it hard to move within the virtual world. General approaches avoid these limitations, but often pose mapping is ambiguous and not robust with consumer tracking. Our goal is to improve animation quality and control ease by concentrating on the important class of cyclic motions, which are commonly used for many animated characters, especially in games. Typical pose mappings start with high-dimensional user motion as input, but we suppose that decomposing this into a two-dimensional intermediate representation actually provides easier gestural control. From this, we robustly extract amplitude, phase, and frequency estimates. These map neatly to parameterized semantic dimensions of an animation database such as character speed, action intensity, and the progression of animation. After the user interactively trains a gestural controller for a character, with only a single example per control motion, we generalize new live user motions to synthesize new character animation. To add motion detail when the user rotates, a parameterized secondary animation makes the caterpillar bend as the character turns. Different gestures form a motion graph of character actions. Amplitude changes activate transitions if there is no gesture competition. We see that the amplitude parameter also affects the intensity of the caterpillar's raise, while smaller motions lower aggressiveness. Variations in the frequency of the user's motion, both small and large, are reflected in the caterpillar crawl speed. These mappings are implicitly discovered. Nevertheless, even similar motions, such as swinging arms synchronously and asynchronously, are automatically distinguished. Different mapping strategies produce poorer results than our approach, with existing approaches having trouble producing smooth or deformation-free animation. Decomposing frequency and amplitude separately allows this horse to take slower, large steps or quick, small steps, and these variations are derived automatically from a single walk database animation. Rich character animation can be created by superimposing multiple motions. Here, wiggling fingers maps to dog shake, and hand rotation maps to dog walk. Our method is able to control shaking and walking separately, as well as superimposing shaking on a slow walk. In contrast, not enforcing independence and using cross-correlation directly leads to unintended activation. Quadrupeds often phase shift their legs when transitioning between walking and running. This leads to hanging limb artifacts when interpolating between dynamic states, and makes knowing when to apply foot plant constraints more difficult. Our new time-shift interpolation approach solves both of these problems and is applicable to any interpolation between out-of-phase animations in a parametric motion class. Users compared our system against the familiar gamepad across 3 game-like tasks. While more physically demanding, our approach was rated as significantly more intuitive, especially for cyclic motions. One benefit of our approach is robustness to different user shapes and sizes, as all participants used the same predefined reference control motions. This extends to children too, though with the excitement, a reminder or two about the correct reference motions helped a great deal. One way to reduce the physical demand is to switch motion tracker. Here, a hand tracker is combined with a facial tracker to show locomotion, emotion, and finer direct controls. This is possible because our system can control both cyclic and linear motions in combination. Thus, the hand additionally controls head rotation, pawing the dirt, head shake, jaw motion, begging, and, good boy, sit. In conclusion, we ease the control of cyclical character motions and increase reliability by accurately decomposing, estimating, and mapping amplitude, frequency, and phase of user-defined control gestures. We also increase animation quality for quadrupeds with a new time-shift interpolation scheme.